Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Thrive Not Just Survive on this wonderful fall like Monday morning. Over the weekend, I was out and about with different clients, and I noticed the colors of the leaves turning, and it made me realize that, oh boy, fall is upon us. And this is another, I almost believe it's like a new birth to something different. A season always does that for me, anyways, is what's different, what's shedding, what's coming, and our own growth and things we can look forward to. So, as much as I'm not a big winter person, fall brings about this wonderful time of harvest and time of color. And so today I wanted to bring that towards you as to saying, what is fall going to be for you? I have this amazing, inspiring woman that is here with me today to share her journey from hell to hope. And really, she has a very powerful message because her life where she was struggling has become something that has empowered her and given her the ability to help others. And so I want to bring Fatima on so we can start this conversation. But I want you to just kind of look at it from a perspective of what's going on in your life and where are you where you want to see change. So let's start this conversation with this amazing woman, and I'll bring her on. Hey, Fatima, welcome to the show. I am so grateful that you are here.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm excellent. So before we start, I can't wait for you to tell us how you're doing this and sort of that how you're helping others, because that's really, I love that. But I really want to find out your journey, how you got to doing what you're doing, sort of that framework to give people an understanding of what makes you the expert on the stuff that you're teaching. So can you share with me sort of that framework of your life?
Yes, I can. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here with you. And I noticed that you mentioned about the seasons changing. Every time I see the leaves turn brown, I'm like, ah! It's an exciting time. It's just like our lives and my life too, just like everyone. We go through seasons. And we go through seasons where life is good. You're in a relationship, you have kids, and like you're ebbing and flowing, you're in harmony, and then something happens and the bottom falls out and you realize, oh my goodness, I have to start over. There's a new season in my life where finances are out the door, the relationship has fallen apart, spiritually, I'm not connected. Emotionally, I'm not connected. I'm just like a hamster on a wheel. I'm getting up, going to work, looking after the kids, coming back home and doing the same thing every single day. And you realize, oh, wait a minute. In this relationship, I had this amount of stability. And now I look at my bank account and what do I have? In this relationship, I had somebody who co parented, and now it's just me. In this relationship, I had a synergy, and now all that's gone. And when the bottom fell out of that, one of the bottoms fell out of that particular pot in my life, I was like, Fatima, you have to pick yourself up and go again. How do you do that? What structure are you going to put in place to maintain the stability of your life? And that's where it all started, was looking at right there. The bottom is out. It's only you. You look left, you look right. There's nobody coming. What am I going to do? What structure am I going to put in place?
And that's amazing because really, and I've said this so many times over my, time here online, as well as just in life, is our mess becomes our message. Because really, as we go through life struggles, and we all do, I mean, like you said, right? There's relationships, spiritual, finances, emotional. I mean, there's so many layers to our existence that we go through certain challenges, and it's to really come out to the other end reformed, transformed, whatever that looks like. But the first part of it is looking at it in awareness, saying it's broken and what am I going to do about it, right? Rather than sort of relying on the external relationship or money or whatever that external stuff is. So I love the fact that you are talking about and you're being vulnerable by saying, I went through this, the bottom fell out and you had to find your way. So can you tell me in a little bit more detail, as much as you can share, sort of what happened in those years of when you said, okay, I need structure in my life? What did you put in place to have transformation?
So it was like inside of my book where I talked about getting over the wall. When I described that book, I always used to say, you hit the wall. And I would do like this. And how do you get over that wall? And some of the things that I did, I had to sit down and look at all the money coming in, all the money going out, and create a structure and create like a financial budget sheet, let's say, or a way of managing the money. So right now I know how everything comes in, where it's coming from, the day that it's going out, and how much is going out, because I needed to get my credit score off the chain. How do I get my credit score back on track? By paying my bills on time. So I had to create a structure to know when to pay the bills, how much to pay, and not just taking from Peter to pay Paul or paying the bare minimum, because the bare minimum isn't paying off anything. So I had to put that structure in place. I had to put a structure in place for spirituality. How am I going to meditate? How am I going to pray? When am I going to pray? When am I going to meditate? How am I going to make that reconnection to God? And putting a structure in place for that. And either listening to Joyce Myers, Joel Osteen, going to a church, or participating in actual sitting down, relaxing, taking time in my morning to just breathe and be calm and be still, so that when I start to deal with the children, I'm not all in a frenzy. Because before it was like yelling and screaming, eat your breakfast, get dressed, blah, blah. So putting a structure in place for them, I actually got a little cubby hole thing that said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we picked out their clothes on a Sunday. And I thought, hey, I could do that for myself. So that was another structure, picking out my clothes for 6 months at a time, learning to manage my finances, learning to put back in calm and peace. So those were the 3 main things that I really had to do. And then the 4th one was asking for help. I couldn't do it alone, so I had to ask for help.
And sometimes that's tough. I think as women, independent women, that sometimes find themselves, like, you could be in a relationship and the relationship breaks down and you are alone at that point. It's hard to ask for help, right? And I think the whole idea what you bring up is to be able to ask for help, like to be comfortable with saying, you know what, I can't do this on my own. And it's okay to ask for help, right? So I think that's, again, empowering for ourselves to be able to take that next step. So I want to go over that, because I think there's so many nuggets in there that you shared, and you do it so quickly because you've accomplished this level of transformation. But for others who may be struggling, who may be feeling like it's a frenzy of just emotions and kids running all over the place and not having a structure, school's going back, are they going back to school? COVID-19 is going on, work is whatever. So I just want to kind of share that is you broke it down into steps, into bite-sized, almost manageable steps to say, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this. And I think the whole idea of having a morning structure, or whatever kind of structure, whether it's morning or evening, the connection, the calm, the breathing, the whole idea of meditating, or whatever that prayer can mean to someone, is just about taking that step down, right? To say, okay, I'm gonna breathe. Because that's one of the main things, is stop, right? You don't want to kind of go into the storm and be the storm, right? Because that's not going to help anybody. So I love that. I love that you've broken it down. So you wrote this book. How long ago did you write the book?
In 2017. It came out in 2017.
Well, congratulations. What a big accomplishment in writing the book, being vulnerable to be saying, this is my story. I went through a lot. I'm now able to take that story and put it out there so that others don't have to go through that struggle as long. You're almost like shortening that learning curve to say you don't have to go that long. Plus you don't have to go it alone, right? This is where you come in, I think. And I think for most people that do coaching and helping people is the ability to go with a friend, to go with someone they trust down that journey. So can you tell me or talk to us about how do you help your clients? Like what is that process?
So that process is like, we have a conversation and I discover for them, for me and for them, what is their purpose? What is their passion? What is it that they want to put in the world that wasn't there before? What was their pain point that they want to change? Where is it in life do they want to bring peace and harmony? And then when we discover that, then we go through I break it down into the SMART. It has to be simple, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And then we go to work on putting that SMART structure in place into wherever that pain point is for that person. Because for so many people, they're in different parts of their life, they're in a different part of their journey. And it's to have that conversation and to create really a safe space where people can be vulnerable. And like make that, you and I had like a quick conversation before this, and I felt like, boom, there's that instant connection because it's like our souls met, and it's like, yes, you get me, I get you. And so it's bringing that to people because some people just want somebody to listen to them. They just want somebody to listen.
Do you know what? I think that's the thing with us, like our human state of being is to be heard and to be acknowledged. Like every single person that's out striving for anything, I believe, and this is my own personal belief, is that the foundation of everything is to have that acknowledgement, to have that person be heard. And everything else can be on top of that, layered, in the journey that we're taking as human beings. But I think it's that connection. It's having that like poof, like you say, like, oh my gosh, this person gets me, and we understand each other. We can actually support each other. We may be on different paths, and it doesn't mean that we have to even agree on everything. That's another sort of aspect to it, right? It's not always just saying yes, 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 even though you may not feel yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about, I know there's something exciting coming up for you. I want you to talk about that because this is the time, as we talked about, fall being a season change, and really it's a change for not just our trees and the colors and the weather, but just internally, where we're kind of reevaluating our life, what we've done up to this point. 2020 has been a year of complete uncertainty and chaos for a lot of people, right? So can you talk to us about what's coming up next and how you're sort of putting into place where people can sort of join you in that transformational journey?
Right. Okay. So that's really good that you mentioned. So 2020. So we started off 2020 with 2020 vision of hope. 2020 things are going to, this is the year. This is our faith year. This is the year that we're accomplishing everything. And then boom, COVID hit. And then everybody had to retrack. Even myself, I had to retrack and look at what it is that I was going to do. What am I going to put out into the world? It can't be bricks and mortar anymore. It's going to be online, just like how you and I are. So I had to go and look, what can I do inside of that? Okay, I got this download, create a coaching program, a 90-day transition and leadership coaching program. That's going to be simple for people to follow. And it can't be too encumbersome, and it has to be all about that person, their goals, their vision, what they want to accomplish in life by looking at where they're at and where it is that they want to get to in 90 days. So at the end of that 90-day journey, you have accomplished something that you can touch, feel, taste, and that you know that there was a change. And then you just want to keep going. I'm giving you a taste of what life would be like now in 90 days. So that when you accomplish it, you'd be like, oh, that's it. And then you just keep going. Because some of us just need a little push up that hill. We need that momentum behind us. And once we get there, we keep going and going and going till we get up and over the wall.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because I think that's it, right? Some of us, or some people, just sort of need that guidance and the starting point, because it's all within us. I think that all of us come with our own gifts, our own powers, and we can accomplish anything. I know we say that, and you hear these statements out there, oh, you can do anything in your life, whatever you put your mind to. But it's one statement to say that. It's another to actually go and do that, right? So yes, we all have the power, but we need the guidance, the help. Sometimes it's even being part of a group and not feeling alone, that you feel like, you know what, I'm the only one who's so messed up that I can't do it. Everyone else can do it. I can see it on social media. All these people are succeeding but me. So I think that whole idea of creating that transformation is around a group of people that you can feel safe with, that you can know that you're guided, and that you are, you're not alone in the journey. Right?
That's right. I'm going to be on the journey with you. It's you and I going on this 90-day journey where I am your safe haven. I'm your net. I'm your sounding board. And then, in coaching, some people, they get to like week 6 and they're like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to stop, start, change. And I'm like, okay, you created this. This is your life. It's not so rigid that you can't start change. I mean, I'm in my 50s and I've always start changing. Always start. And we don't want to get people into a pigeonhole or the same old rat race, same old wheel. No, you want to start change. Let's look at what's it going to take to start change.
Right. And I think that's it, right? It's not sort of doing the same. Let's just say that, you're in that sort of hamster wheel. It's not just about saying, well, let's just make that hamster wheel prettier. And so we can just keep doing it, but at least the view is nice, right? It's not about that. It's about actually pivoting and saying, okay, that's not working. So let's create something that truly you can dream about and vision, but let's make it a reality. And I love that. I love the fact that you're taking this 90-day journey. It's not a quick fix. I want people that are watching or on replay that it's not just like, take this, bottle of pills and everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out. Right. So I love the fact that you're doing this with them one-on-one. Is it a one-on-one, sorry, or is it a coaching group program?
Well, it can be it definitely one-on-one, and then if there's a group of people who want to go on the journey together because they're in business together, or it's a family and they want to do it together, then most definitely we can do it together. And then, one of the things that I like about that's a staple in the program is bringing people back to the basics of tapping into your intuition and using your five senses, using your sight, your taste, your touch, your smell, your feel, getting in tune with those things, because we are human beings who are like that. We can't separate ourselves from our five senses. So it really, one of the weeks takes you right back into being in tune with your five senses and getting you connected to your goals like that.
Right. And I think that's also, for a lot of us, we may not really know who we are, what we like, what we taste, we kind of just go into this robotic way of living, right? Mm-hmm. But I think when you really stop and you make this a conscious learning, you really kind of look in and you say, oh my gosh, I didn't acknowledge that about myself, or I didn't know, right? And so that, again, that connection to self, I think for a lot of us, there's so much separation between who we really are to who we or people perceive us to be, right? And we kind of act in a certain way. But this is like connecting to that true self of who you are. And I love it, because I think when that in itself is transformational, right? Just as soon as you connect. Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing that people don't do is acknowledge themselves. They never acknowledge themselves. They're always looking, because I guess there's this frame thing in society where we always want to look for the negative. We want to always look for the failures. But no, there's some things that we have really done really well. I've raised my two children really well. They're productive members of society. That is, the fact that I produce children that are productive members of society, and so many of us have done it, but we're looking at, oh, they didn't go to school. Oh, they got into this crap. No, stop. Look and acknowledge them and yourselves for the things that they did right. Let's big that up. Let's bring that to the forefront. And that's what really keeps people moving, because I'm there with you on the journey, acknowledging you every step of the way. So even if you did one action today out of 10, I'm going to acknowledge you for the one action that you did, because that's in your brain. It's going to create a new pathway. It's going to say, I did it once. I can put it on rinse and repeat. And before you know it, boom.
Yep. And again, another really good nugget there is, let's acknowledge even the small win. Like, it doesn't have to be this grandiose kind of thing, like, oh, only if I do that is it then celebrate. Like, we can celebrate it, right? I think we need to celebrate every little win, every little thing, because I teach, or I'm a big believer, like, in terms of the law of attraction and teaching it and vibration, and what are we attracting? If we don't like what our life looks like, think about what you're thinking about and what you're doing, right? Because you're attracting that vibration. Everything is energy, everything is a vibration. And so if we're celebrating those small wins, we're just getting that vibration up so that we can start attracting more of the wins, right? And it's like this whole, like, you and I can talk about this probably for hours, right?
Yeah. And it's so true. It's raising your rate of vibration. So when COVID started, I started to come on, and first it was praying for, people who got sick, praying for the frontline workers, really praying for the world to now, the world is on a self-cleaning oven, and it's realigning itself one way or another. This world is realigning. And then I thought, okay, I can come on and break down some words. I can break down the word peace. Like I can turn the P into patience, emotion, capacity, and elegance. Like I can break down each letter and assign it a different word so that we can just think of it differently, right? And inside of that, it's actually getting people to really stop and see what can you create differently with the same old, same old.
Right. Right. And that's exactly what, it is on a self clean oven cleanse right now. And, it has to happen. It wasn't going in a good way. Normal wasn't working. Whatever we were all doing, the train we were on was bound to crash. Right. And right now it's almost like I wrote a book as well, just like you, called Life Reset. And I believe truly right now we're on a reset. And whether we like it or not, we can fight it. We can, deny it. We can, try and stop it, but it's not going to happen, right? It's actually here to awaken us. It's actually for our good and for our benefit to look at this and say, wait a minute, maybe I need to reevaluate. Like, what am I doing? And what is my mission? What is the legacy I want to leave? How can I save the planet? How can I help my community? I mean, there's so many different layers of what we are called to do while we are being cleansed of, right? It's really, it's a call. It's a definite call. And for some, it's a very quick way to say, yes, I'm in, let me do this. For others, they're coming, kicking and screaming, but they are coming. So again, let us just talk a little bit about how, if somebody wanted to go into your leadership coaching program, how would they be able to connect with you so they can get more information? How do we do that?
So you can private message me through Messenger, Fatima Gould, or you can go to Facebook. So I have a Facebook page that I Am Over the Wall, or my private page. Or you can also find me on Instagram, or you can send me an email at fatimadegould@gmail.com.
Okay. And the other place I guess they can also get more information is on your website at iamoverthewall.com, where they could also contact you from there, correct?
Correct. Exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I know we're closing this and it feels like, oh my gosh, we have so much more to talk about. But I want to just ask you before we close the show, if there's somebody who is struggling at this point, like there's so much going on with their children or with life or work, what is sort of that couple of words of wisdom that you would want to leave with them today that they could actually feel inspired by?
So if that's you, what I would really like you to do is like do a 2-minute meditation every morning to calm yourself. Before your feet hit the ground, just take a deep breath and breathe out and say, I'm grateful to be able to get up today. Simple as that. The attitude of gratitude brings because there's so many people who aren't going to be able to get up today. And we saw that beautiful young man, Chadwick, the guy who was played in the Pink Panther, like he passed away of cancer this weekend. And so, for him and his family, he's not able to get up and let his light shine today, but you are. So you can be grateful right there to be able just to get up and breathe another day to make a difference.
That is so powerful. It touched my heart. I got goosebumps all over my body. And I believe that is the message that I will forward for the week is, that whole attitude of gratitude. Like as we get up, the ability to get up is a gift, right? Denied to many, denied to young and old, right? And so this is our chance to be of service, to be kind, to make a difference, to leave a legacy, to be a mission, to do all of the things that truly we're called to be, to doing in this world, in this time. And so I want to thank you. Like you are such a beacon of light. I love you. I love the message. I love what you stand for in helping the people that you're helping. So I want to thank you for your time today. And I want to welcome you anytime back to the show.
Yeah. And I want to thank you too. You reached out to me because you saw something inside of me that you wanted to share with your viewers, because we both have that, two strangers passing in the night, but our spirits connect. And then it's like, I've known you forever. I'm like, where did she come from? It's like, I've known you forever, but because your light is shining. So thank you for the acknowledgement. And thank you for letting your light shine and giving so many of us the opportunity to come on and make a difference for other people. Just keep on doing what you're doing. My sign of faith is a butterfly. Like when I see a butterfly, I know everything is coming up roses. I don't know what yours is, but I want to thank you too and for having me on. I love this tagline, thrive, not just survive. That's beautiful. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. This is amazing. Again, I think it's soul connection. It's two spirits coming together that have met somewhere else, probably in another lifetime. So, right. So I do welcome you back. And again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, blessed, prosperous week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. So I hope that the words of wisdom that came out of Fatima resonated, touched your heart, touched your soul. Because really, I think sometimes we hear things, we come to some things, or we meet people, certain people, and we wonder, like, how is this being aligned for us? Like, this is not just a coincidence. Nothing is happening by coincidence, whether you're living in your true self, being in awareness, or you're not. Nothing is happening to us by chance. So this week, really look around you and see why certain things are coming up for you. Who are you meeting? The signs that you may be getting that perhaps you just need to be a little bit more aware of. Reach out to Fatima if you feel like this is the journey you need to be on, and having her as your partner. So that 90-day transformational challenge with her begins, I believe, in the middle of September. We didn't really go into that, but she did say that pre-interview. So anyways, I don't want to take up a lot more time, but just to encourage you to make this the best week, best day, best hour, whatever it is that you need to do, do it. Do it with a kind, graceful heart towards yourself and others. Remember, my message always is be kind to yourself and others and live that life that you're really going to be proud of. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or Fatima via Messenger. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.